Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Willem Alexander Coleman, aka the Erasmataz, coming to you once again with another Erasmataz weekly show. Yeah, thanks a lot for your support. Thanks for watching me. Thanks for sharing my videos. Thanks for everything that you do in showing love to the channel and to my shows. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm here again to give my opinion on African sports, even though I know you guys haven't asked for it, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So this week, what I want to discuss is African music and African sports, really. African music seems to be going places. It is getting crazy, you know, especially right now with this new Amapiano craze all over. And then, of course, you have our own Afrobeats here in the west of Africa. And it's gradually turning into a real phenomenon that our music is going places elsewhere in the world. For instance, when it comes to Afrobeats like this, you know, in Nigeria we have Davido, we have Wizkid, we have Burna Boy doing their thing. They are selling out in arenas, huge arenas, in London, in America, all over the place. And you have, like recently I watched Coming to America 2 or Coming to America, or however you want to put it. And Davido was actually in the movie performing. You know, that speaks volumes of how far African Afrobeats has come as a genre. And not only there, even if you come here to Ghana, you know, we have our own superstars. We have Sarkodie here doing big things. We have Stonebwoy and Shatawale and others. And then even more recently, even though it's not Afrobeats per se, we have, you know, the likes of Yao Tog and Black Sheriff and things getting rave reviews from the international media. And so I think it's time that we take a good look at how we can leverage music with our sports. And let's take Amapiano, for instance, from South Africa. Amapiano, what's it called? Amapiano music. Yeah, if you go to TikTok, I think there are 570 million views with Amapiano videos, which are hashtag Amapiano or something. Yeah, 570 million so far. And I think on Spotify, this year alone, there has been 116% growth in the number of streams, Amapiano streams. So it tells you that African music is really going places, and I think that we really need to take a good look at how we can use our music to project our sports. If you remember in 2018, before the World Cup, you know, there's always a lot of hype about what the national teams of the various qualified countries will be wearing at the Mundial. And, you know, Nike came up with the Nigerian kits, and it was crazy. It sold out within hours, I think. Yeah, it sold out within a very short time, whether it was hours or days, but it was totally sold out. I do not necessarily believe that it was totally because of the kits, but they actually used Wizkid and his Starboy brand to market it, and I think that it helped in promoting the kits and getting the hype it got, all because it was Wizkid, all because it was Wizkid, and you know, because he has that appeal to help push the sales. You know, I think that we need to create we need to put more effort, yeah, into creating anthems and soundtracks for our sports events. For instance, if you look at the World Cup like this, they spend a lot of money on marketing the World Cup, obviously, and a lot of that marketing is through music. They always come up with anthems and soundtracks. Let me use the 2010 World Cup that was held in South Africa as an example. Like in 2010, FIFA's anthem was sung by R. Kelly. And then I think Coca-Cola, being one of the major sponsors of the World Cup, they had their own anthem with Waving Flag, which was performed by Kanan. and you can see the kind of impact both these songs had. That is Waving Flag, and I think the Sound of Victory by R. Kelly. These are top songs that gave the 2010 World Cup a lot of hype. It generated a lot of hype before the event started. So I think we need to do that for our tournaments as well. It doesn't necessarily only mean football, but of course football is always going to be our number one passion. So if you're looking at the AFCON, for instance, I think that we need to put in more effort. Maybe we could get some of these big stars like the Davidos, the Wizkids, the Sarkodie, the Stoneboys, the Shatawales, or any other big artist on the continent to come up with like a very catchy song which will be played over and over again, and not just on the African continent, but will have that kind of appeal that would sell and be enjoyed outside Africa as well. I actually believe that if we do it that way, it will get more people interested in wanting to know what the AFCON is about. In recent times, we've had a lot of arguments about whether the AFCON is a big tournament or a small tournament. I remember when Asamoah Gyan Ronaldo supposedly broke a record in scoring in a number of consecutive major tournaments. But that was a record that had already been broken by Asamoah Gyan. But then it sparked a debate about whether the AFCON actually can be considered a major tournament, and that's BS if you ask me. I'm sorry for my language, but it really is a major tournament, and I think that in order to change that perception, we could use stuff like music to make people interested and see what it's all about. So I think we need to put in more effort and not just have the soundtrack out. We actually need to make it has to be like a concerted and sustained effort to make people appreciate who we are and what we are about. Now, another thing that I came up with is if you look at the story of Michael Phelps and how he was able to win 8 gold medals at a single Olympiad, that was back in 2008. The preparations for it really started as far back as 2004, as soon as he was done with the Athens Olympics, where he won 6 golds and 2 bronze. So they wanted to go a bit further by winning all golds in all his events in 2008, which eventually he was able to accomplish. So what they did was there was the physical preparation, and then there was the other side to it, which was more of marketing. And they had to spend 4 years to prepare him. And as I have already mentioned, and I'm sure as you already know, he managed to win all 8 golds. So it's not taking anything away from his physical preparation. The 4 years of hype and build up to his appearance at the Olympiad actually helped as well. So for us to have such success either with an event in itself or with a particular team at an event or a particular individual competitor at an event, we need to do something similar. And we can actually use music as one of the key elements to get people interested in the event or the team or the player. I don't see why it can't be done. The story of Michael Phelps' preparations towards his 2008 run is documented all over. I'm sure you can Google it, and I'm sure we can draw parallels for our situation here in Africa. We need to do a lot more for our sports, and I think that music can generate that kind of hype and that kind of attention that is needed. It's music, if played right, gives a lot of spice to stuff. Like I used the Kanan and R. Kelly examples. before the 2010 World Cup, the Canaan waving flag song especially was all over, and the World Cup is the World Cup. So probably even without these songs, it still would have been a success. But for us over here, where we are probably not as respected, for want of a better term, and probably not as much viewed really as the rest of the world, music should be one of the key things that we should take a look at. One song, definitely, or okay, well, not definitely, but let's just say that one song may not be enough unless the song is like really really catchy enough to go viral. Like once you put it on one of these streaming sites, or you come up with like a hot video, or maybe we get a TikToker to do some crazy dance to it and make it go viral. Yes, then we have a winner. But I think that is something that you're going to need to do something more concerted and something more sustainable, and over a longer period, over a longer term, to actually capture people's imaginations and pique their interests in whatever it is that you are trying to promote. Look at the UEFA Champions League anthem, for instance. This is something that came out, I think, as far back as 1992, and it is timeless. It is a song that, as soon as you hear, you know what's going on. You know it's time for the Champions League. It's something that it's not an easy thing to do, to use to get a sound that is so easily recognizable by people who aren't even interested in whatever it is. I'm sure if you play the UEFA Champions League anthem right now, even people who do not like football know it's about football, even if they don't exactly know that it's about the Champions League. But I'm even sure that 9 out of 10 times, people who don't like football know that that particular song has to do with the Champions League. And we can create something of our own. It doesn't necessarily have to be classical like the Champions League anthem is. But look, we're in an era where right now Afro beats and Amapiano, for instance, are huge. So we can actually come up with a funky sound, a funky song, a funky signature for our events, or for a team, or for an athlete, and that would be just as timeless and just as and evoke as much excitement as the UEFA Champions League anthem does. I don't see why it shouldn't be beyond us. I mean, we are rhythmic people, we are musical people. Look, most music that is played in the world has some influence from Africa. Recently, I watched a documentary, and country music in America actually has its roots from West African music through the slaves that were sent to America. And they were playing the banjos, and then I think American people started it, and then what's it called? Then Africans wanted to add drums to it, and they banned the use of drums, and it's a whole crazy situation. But the point is, a lot of the music that we hear actually has their roots in music that originated in Africa. So if they can do stuff that is timeless, why can't we? I think that we really need to take a good look at this, the use of our music, especially the music that is actually going global right now, to do something for our sports. Yeah. So, as I have said over and over again, really, I think we need to use our music to expose our sports to the world, and getting an emphasis on getting these artists, the established artists like the ones I have mentioned over and over again, the Sarkodias, the Stone Boys, the Davidos, and the others, as well as up and coming artists as well. There's always a way to tie in sports with music. I have said over and over again that sports can be tied with anything, can be tied to anything, sorry. It can be tied to the economy, it can be tied to health, it can be tied to education, it can even be tied to agriculture. So I don't see why we can't tie sports with entertainment. At the end of the day, what sports really is entertainment. the value that sports gets is the biggest value we get from sports is its entertainment value. It's value to entertain. So if we can get music as one aspect of the entertainment and tie it in with sports, which is another aspect of entertainment, I think we are going to have a serious winner. So we shouldn't just, you know, do it. We shouldn't just like, you know, get one song somewhere and then play it and think that no, we actually need to invest in it. At the end of the day, it's all about investment. We are going to have to invest in it. And as always, when it comes to participation, these are the little things that will make people want to take part in sports. So I guess we need to also use the sporting authorities to make this happen. You know, look, things aren't going to come cheap. If we want to really succeed in making our sports better, especially those who can afford it, they really should think about going the extra mile and making things work. A successful strategy rests on leveraging unique resources and capabilities. So sports is unique in one way, and music is unique in another way. Look, it's never going to be enough to rely on just physical preparation. I'm sure those of you who do follow sports know that physical preparation is not enough. There's a lot of backdoor dealings, a lot of marketing, a lot of strategizing that has to be done in order to succeed. Going back to the Michael Phelps case, it wasn't just his physical preparation. If it were just about his physical preparation, who knows? Maybe he wouldn't have won 8 golds. Look, we've had great swimmers in the past like Ian Thorpe and the rest. They didn't strategize as much as Michael Phelps did between 2004 and 2008, and none of them was able to win 8 golds. Yes, they did a lot in their careers, but nobody was able to match that feat of getting 8 golds, and it was all because Michael Phelps and his team decided that they were going to go a bit extra. So if we want to succeed, we need to just go beyond just the physical preparation and the sporting preparation. No, we need to do a lot more to actually get people's hype, because getting support from people actually gives you that morale boost that you need to push on to get to the finish line before everyone else does. So if it is music that you're going to use to get that support, let's do it. I remember back in 2006 when Ghana made their first appearance at the FIFA World Cup, for instance. People were, aside the nice brand of football that we were playing on the field, people were actually excited about how colorful the fans were and the music and the kind of things that the fans brought along. So that made the locals over there support Ghana probably as much as or even more than the football on the pitch itself. That is the same way that you can use something like music. We have good music, we have great artists. So let's see what we can do. This is just my unsolicited opinion once again. I know that you haven't asked for it, but yeah. So I hope you liked my video. If you do, please hit on like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And if you like my video, please share it as well for others to have a view as well. I really appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Please keep it coming. And as always, I'll be coming to you real soon with another Erasmataz Weekly or Offside Call. Once again, this was Willem Alexander Coleman, aka the Erasmataz, and I'll see you again real soon. Peace.